This is the plaintiff, Sean Dale Tatum. She says she was involved in a hit-and-run accident, and her 2004 Kia Sedona was badly damaged. The defendant promised to repair her car, made her pay for everything up front, and then the rat took off with her money. Now she has a smashed car, no money, and is suing the defendant for the $800 she gave him. This is the defendant, Angel Suarez. He says the plaintiff, his sister-in-law, canceled the order for the repair work to be done after he'd already ordered the parts. The woman's trying to play games with him, and he's not going to get stuck with the parts the mechanic already ordered. This whole thing's one big mess now because he's not talking to his brother. He's accused of not fixing it good.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff was involved in a hit and run. The defendant promised to fix it, but didn't. The defendant says the plaintiff, who is his sister-in-law, did some funny business with the parts. It's the case of, I'd hit that.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome
Okay, Sean Dale Tatum?
Yes.
You are suing Angel Suarez for $800 that you say he owes you in parts that you'd ordered with him, but he never fixed your car. According to you, she tried to change her mind on the deal and the parts have already been purchased. Let me hear from you first.
My car was in an accident. I was hit on my front passenger side.
Okay.
And he fixed the cars. He came over.
How do you know him?
He's my husband's brother.
He's your husband's brother. Why were you calling him a friend in the...
Well, because he's my husband's friend, but they've known each other for a while, so they consider each other family.
Okay, are you brothers or are you not brothers?
They're not relation.
You're not actually brothers. You're just friends?
We grew up together, and we said that we brothers.
What, in the same household?
No, in the same neighborhood.
What, everyone's a brother? What, everyone in the neighborhood? How big a neighborhood is this? Okay, so it's a close friend of his, and then what? You know him?
I met him through my husband, yes.
Okay, and now your husband ended up in jail?
Yes.
What is he in jail for?
Drugs.
Okay, so was he in jail at the time that you hire him to fix the car?
No.
He was out?
Yes.
Who does the hiring, him or you?
I spoke with Angel, and we and him agreed that he would fix my car for me.
All right, do you give him any money?
At that time, no. He just came over, he looked at the car, he told me what we were going to need to purchase for the car.
Now, are you a repairman? Are you a body man? What are you?
No, a friend of mine's own a mechanic shop and a body shop. So she asked me to come and check out the car. I said, all right, no problem.
Why you? Just because you know a guy who knows what he's doing?
I do mechanic work.
Okay.
But a friend of mine owns a body shop right next door to the shop that we have.
Were you going to do the mechanic work and he was going to do the body shop?
Yes, correct.
Body work? And then do you have a job or you don't?
No, I do. I help my stepfather at the shop, at the mechanic shop.
Is this the shop we're talking about?
Yes.
That's a friend of mine or your stepfather?
No, the older body is a friend. The mechanic shop is my stepfather's.
Okay. So you tell her I can help you out and get you a good price.
Yes.
And you folks agree on what?
I told her parts, it was going to run her $800.
How much does she pay you for parts?
She gave me first she gave me $450. I think Western Union money grammed it to me, and then she gave me another amount of $280.
Does that sound right?
No.
How much do you say you gave?
I wired $450.
Right.
And then $300 on another day.
Okay. Does that sound familiar?
No, she told her she gave me was $280.
Okay. So do you have a receipt?
No.
Okay. Well, that's where we are on that one, without a receipt. All right. Now, let's move on from that fact and let's talk about what actually happens. This is the end of February. You take the car?
No.
So you're waiting for the parts to come?
No, the parts was already there. Then she calls me when she gives me the money. And before she gave me the money, I ordered the parts for her. She tells me to cancel, that she didn't want to do it because.
How long after telling you she did?
I ordered the parts that same day me and her discussed it. I ordered the parts. She comes and tells me that she don't want to do the car the following day. So it's a back and forth. I want the car fixed. I don't want the car fixed. I want the car fixed. We already had the parts in the shop. So I tell the guy, I say, listen, she wants the money back. But he goes, you guys are playing games, going back and forth with these parts. I can't get my money back with the parts.
Okay, now I need you to prove exactly what you just said. Do you have the guy here to testify?
No, I don't.
Do you have the receipts to prove that you bought parts?
No.
Now, why do you get to change your mind? The rest of us can't.
So would you do business with a relative?
Definitely not.
Why?
Keep it separate. Business and family should be separate.
What do you think?
That's an ideal situation, but sometimes your best funding is going to come from family members. So
Would you do it?
Yes.
Not from in-laws.
And let's see, would you do it?
Yeah, I would do it if you have a close enough relationship with your family member.
You realize it could blow the whole thing apart too, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it really could. Trust me. Going inside the courtroom.
I didn't change my mind. What happened was he said he was going to order the parts. Me and my husband were talking. He says, you know what? Before you give him money, tell him you would like to see the parts come in and you want to see those parts, because he may say I ordered the parts and then never ordered the parts. So I called him and I said, you know what? When the parts come in, I would like to look at them and then I'll hand you the money right then and there. He got upset. I already ordered the parts. My stepfather already ordered the parts and I want my money. I was on my way upstate New York and I said I didn't want any problems with the family. So when I get upstate, I will wire you the money. And that's what I did. I wired him the $450. Okay, then
And it cost you $50 to wire
it
the
cost me
$450?
$50 to wire it, and because I was
Do you
supposed
have
to
the
wire
proof of
him.
that?
I can't find the receipt. All I have is the reference number from the transfer.
I don't care. Do you have proof that you paid $50 because you're suing for the $50? So in order to get a court of law to order somebody to pay you, reimburse you for something, you got to prove the something. This is not rocket science, folks.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
So I wired him the money. I gave him the reference number for when he goes to pick up the money. And he said he was going to come and pick up my car. He said there was more parts that he had to order, and that's where the other $300 came in.
Okay.
He said it cost $295.
Did you ever see those parts?
I never saw
So
any
why did you give him
parts.
the money? Because it was causing a problem, because he was getting angry at your request,
Yes.
like you didn't
Yeah.
trust him? And now look at you. Okay. And so once you give him the money, when did you say to him, I don't want you to do the work? Did you ever say that to him?
After he kept saying that he was going to come pick up the car and never came and picked up the car. Time was going by. So I said to him, you know what? Since you're not coming to pick up the car, I would like my money back.
How much time went back before you said what you just said?
I have it all here in the text messages. So if you'd like to see it.
Absolutely. Now, you sent a text to her saying, I'm going to get your car. Please tell Rick to stop his blank. Who's Rick, your husband?
Yes.
What was that about? Did he call you from jail?
No, he called his cousin and he told him to, told me to stop playing game. I said, nobody's playing game, I said, I'm going to get the car fixed. And then, she called me and told me that she needed the money because somebody passed away in the family. And I said, all right, I'm going to try to get her the money back. So I went to the guy. The guy didn't want to give me back the money.
And then you say to her, okay, I will send the part back and I will you back your money. I got you. But that didn't happen.
No, because I didn't get the money from the guy.
The guy's your stepfather, right?
No, my stepfather's the mechanic.
Okay.
The guy that does the body work is a friend of mine.
Right. So you could have gotten an affidavit from him. You could have had him come to court. You could have had him show you some receipts, right? Why didn't you?
I didn't think of it.
Over and over, you tell her how you got her, don't worry. You obviously, by March 12th, have spoken to your friend.
No, I spoke to him. He didn't, like I said to you, he didn't want to give me the money because the playing around that was going back and forth. Hugging
They're going to send me your money. On March 13th, you text her, they're going to send me your money.
No, yes, if I would have got it that day from the guy.
I'm having a hard time believing you that they didn't give you back the money.
They did not.
That's the problem. Let me explain something to you. People enter contracts. Let me explain to all of you what went wrong, okay? Number one, never do business with family or friends. But if you have to do business with family and friends because they're the cheap people, then get everything you're going to do in writing. So if you're going to hand money over to somebody, get it in writing so there's no dispute about how much money you handed over, okay? Number two, if in fact you get sued and you come to court, don't come with your pockets empty. Come with a little bit of evidence. Because that's what the judge is going to want to see, some evidence about what happened. You're in the unique position of being the only guy in this courtroom who could have brought me evidence of no refund, parts ordered, everything else. You didn't. Now, I have been doing this a long time. You are not my first rodeo. So either you're a dum-dum or, you're nervous, you're in court, you don't know what to bring, or you're a sneak. Those are the only two things. My job is to make sure you're not a sneak and a thief. My job is to make sure that friend did not return her money and you used it to go party. That's my job. So how do I do my job? Well, first I look at the fact that you're empty-handed and you didn't bring me a single affidavit, a single receipt, a single anything. Then the next thing I look at are your series of texts to her, where over and over you say, I got you, I got this, I'm waiting on the money, I'll be there, I got you covered, blah, 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 blah. And it's weeks after she's already told you she doesn't want the work done. You know what that tells me? I think you pocketed that money. So I am going to order the return of the money to her. That would be the $730 that she is able to prove. You don't have any proof that you paid $50 to wire. If you did, I would award you that as well. I am awarding the plaintiff then $730 plus your court costs. That's my judgment.
Let's first speak to the defendant coming out here. How did you think you were going to win this case without bringing any evidence into the courtroom?
No, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know I need to bring a piece of paper, but it is what it is.
You want to fix the relationship with your brother?
Of course.
How are you going to do that?
We got to talk when he comes out.
All right, right down this way here. All right, step on in here. Satisfied how this comes out here?
Yes.
What do you think happened here? You think
I think he just took the money and he didn't do what he said he was going to do.
Why would he do that to you? You're his sister-in-law.
I don't know. But it is what it is, and I'm glad it's over now.
Okay, over to Harvey.
You know, the person in the best position to bring evidence has that burden in court. Frankly, in this case, the defendant seemed shady.